Coming from Maun, the road leads east, passing north of the Makgadikgadi Pens towards the village of Nata. The road from Quetta to Nata was terribly potholed and in 2024 cost me a new axle for my caravan. Then the road turns north to Pandamatenga, which has a small border post for crossing into Zimbabwe. From the border to Robin's Camp is about an 1.5 hours drive. I just passed the border post at Pandamatenga, and I must say it was an absolute breeze, especially on the Botswana side, because there's no customs. Even the Zimbabwe side, very friendly, very efficient, no problem at all, and highly recommendable. The road, from experience, will be a bit bumpy, but other than that, we are on the way and we are now in Zimbabwe. The road to Hwange is quite solid. Unfortunately, the intensive rain had washed ground away and exposed some of the stones. Average speed was therefore only about 30 kilometers per hour. A warthog family group led by a strong boar. A family group of giraffe. I'm counting 3 bulls amongst them. Grey ground crane is a particularly pretty bird, but not that common in the area. During October of last year, the salt pans were almost entirely dry except for a small strip of water where elephants bunched up in large numbers fighting for access to the little water. Now, after summer's extensive rains, it had turned into a large lake. There were a number of interesting water birds around. Although native to sub-Saharan Africa, the Egyptian goose was widely depicted in ancient Egyptian art and was considered sacred by the Egyptians. the first time ever I saw a black stork. Game viewing has been extremely poor at the moment. It's not the dense bush, it's not the high grass, but due to the good rains, there are many small dams all over the place, and the animals do not need to congregate on one of the few drinking points. That means that large herds of elephants, blue wildebeest, buffalo, zebra have just vanished into the huge space. It's a great pity, but this is now how nature plays it. Better time is definitely August, September, when all those extra dams have dried up. I had good memories of the Masuma Dam and headed out there. In contrast to October of last year, there was not a single elephant at that dam. There was, however, some activity worth watching. The most vocal and most lively were the hippos. Some of them were continuously fighting. Judging by their not yet fully developed tusks, these must have been sub-adult bulls. Grown-up bulls, when involved in a serious fight, might even fight until death. Some crocodiles lined up on the shoreline and watched the fighting. They were enjoying the warm winter sun and were building up their body temperature. The water-thick knees seem to be also enjoying the winter sun. Normally they rest during the day in the shade of bushes and become only active at dusk. There is hardly a lake in the country where Egyptian geese are not found. They are definitely the most common water birds in southern Africa. Not entirely considered a water bird, but feeding at the water's edge, the blacksmith lapwing. Baboons sifting through elephant dung for morsels of food. Elephants discard approximately 40% of their food undigested. This provides still food for baboons and some birds. Baboons are the main plant eaters, but occasionally also kill babies of impalas. The barking in the background comes probably from a dominant male baboon. There could be a variety of reasons for this. Most probably the call is warning the challenger who eyes the position of the dominant male. The call appears to be answered by the challenger. A bachelor group of impalas passes close to my position. The rear markings are looking like the letter M. Some people therefore refer to the impala jokingly as the McDonald's buck. Impalas are in the main browsers and feed on leaves of bushes and small trees. On the opposite side of the dam is a large herd of female impalas approaching. But unfortunately for the bachelors, this herd is already controlled by a strong buck with trophy-sized horns. Crocodiles can't regulate their body temperature. This means that after warming up in the sun, they have to go back into the water to cool off a bit. This crocodile does not want to climb up the steep wall, but rather will enjoy the mix of warm sunshine and cool water. This is somewhat unusual. Hippos tend to spend the day in the water and only venture out at night to graze on grass in the vicinity of the dam. I had no idea why they suddenly congregated outside of the water. The bully seems to be in a foul mood, pushing the younger hippos aside. He's ready for a fight. One can see a yellow-billed oxpecker hanging on his side next to one of the wounds of the fighter. The saliva of oxpeckers has been found to be antiseptic. Also, by removing the scab of wounds, they accelerate the healing process. More animals come to drink. Here a group of zebras. They do not care that impalas are drinking alongside them. Is joining his harem of cows and their young. Two oxpeckers are sitting on his back, busy checking for ticks and other parasites. This is a symbiotic relationship. The ticks get food and the kudu bull is cleared of ticks and parasites. It is not uncommon to see kudu bulls pushing their horns into the mud and walking around with this ornament on their horns. It is suggested that this is a kind of demonstration of dominance. The secretary bird has long legs and floppy head plumes. They may be seen soaring in thermals, but they hunt on foot. They prey on small mammals, rodents, lizards, snakes, and insects. I have seen a secretary bird killing a snake by stamping on it and striking and ripping it with its sharp bill. I am on my way back to the border post of Pandamatenga. The short visit to Robin's camp was not particularly successful, but the wilderness is not predictable. August and September are definitely the better months to visit the Hwange National Park.